Joe, you know Darnell.
Of course I do.
What's going
way
on?
back, man.
Normally when I'm in, though, he's just bringing Marcellus's hat.
Oh,
Yeah.
For thinking
I done got an upgrade, Joe.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
All right,
I just learned something new. Did you know that Darnell, when he reads, he actually lips it out? Is that a good thing?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Got to be sure.
I don't know about that. I'm trying to figure that
All
out.
right,
Anyway.
Darnell, walk us through these Twitter streets.
Yes, sir. We were stopping the NFL with the story that's been in the works for a while, but just went viral on Twitter. Former All-Pro defensive back Charles Peanut Tillman graduated from the Federal Bureau of Investigations Academy in 2018 and is now working as an FBI agent. It even caught our own Carissa Thomas off guard, who tweeted her support for a former coworker. So proud of my former colleague. What a story. I thought it was pretty cool to see this, but is this the craziest post-football career you've ever seen?
Let's Carissa Thompson for one, but
We said Thomas.
we got a Thomas out
I
there.
tell you,
Carissa Thompson.
move them lips.
But no, I don't. I think Nate Newton went into pharmaceutical sales right out of the NFL.
Yeah.
And
I fell for that. It wasn't even legal then. I was like, yeah, he did.
I was looking over.
Wait a minute.
so, I mean, Nate Newton went into pharmaceutical sales.
Oh, man.
So,
Man.
Call it that.
I guess Peanut Tillman would have
call it
caught
that.
Nate Newton.
Peanut gonna find Nate.
Yeah, he is.
They gonna say it's legal.
They're going to
now.
meet up.
Right.
No, this is very impressive.
This is impressive. Why is it, though? Because guys translate and go into different things all the time. Even law enforcement. I have a couple teammates that are now sheriffs and law. Why is this one so, like...
FBI? Special agent of the FBI? Men in
I'm really
black
asking the
and
question.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's impressive,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, because you've got to think about how much you've got to humble yourself to go back to the academy and start from ground zero, right? I mean, to then get back there.
Yeah.
I mean, post-career, listen, I know this is a fun segment, but obviously Pat Tillman, you know, I think that was incredible. And then outside of that, I thought of Herschel Walker doing the MMA. And then Steve Young. Guys, Steve Young, yes, we think that his main gig is just being on television. It's really not. He is a senior partner at one of the largest investment companies in the country and probably makes more money than anybody in the western half of the United States. I don't. Maybe people don't know that, but Steve,
that's out the bag.
Steve Young is killing it in the investment banking world.
How
Right?
about Roger Staubach?
There you go. Commercial real estate.
That's the move.
There
That's
you
the
go.
move I want to make, you know? Doing that.
All right, Darnell, what's next?
Yeah, staying in the NFL, Cowboys defensive tackle David Irving is about to be a free agent and went on a rant last night on Instagram saying, "I'm not in the NFL because I'm an Eagle Scout or the perfect model citizen. This is God's plan, not mine." Now, we all know Irving has had multiple off-the-field issues, violating NFL's drug policy and dealing with suspensions at the start of the last 2 seasons. Do you like him being this authentic, headed into free agency?
No. I wish he were a bit more humble or a bit more like, I need to be a better person if I want this career to reach its full potential. Because he's surviving on talent right now, and if he were a bit more of a model citizen, he might be an even better player.
Yeah, you can't out-talk your indiscretions because those are actions. So stop talking and let your game speak for itself. It has. So now you just got to sit back in peace and calm and let that monetize itself in free agency. This is the time to drive slow, homie. Like Paul Wall, Kanye said, drive slow. Do not do a thing that can ruffle any feathers in ownership of any team.
I totally agree with you. You got to understand what's most valuable about yourself. If it's your brand, tout the brand. Be out there on social media. If it's your play and your brand and maybe off the field issues are not quite squeaky clean, let your play be out front. So just put all that by the wayside. And like you said, drive slow. Couldn't agree with you more.
All right, Darnell, what's next?
Yeah, yesterday on I heard Joy Taylor had a very interesting take on Lincoln Riley. Take a listen.
I know everyone talks about the NFL and the NBA, and it's just like that's everyone's goal. First of all, it's not everyone's goal. Everyone doesn't have the same aspirations. And second, college has so much more stability. To be able to know that you're going to be somewhere for a couple years and be able to raise your kids in the same community and not have the stress of dealing with an owner. And there's a whole different level of expectations and things that come with the NFL. If he's happy, he's happy.
Joe, let's start off with you.
Yes.
Do you agree with Joy here?
I agree 1,000% with Joy. And it's not just Lincoln Riley that's an example of this. David Shaw at Stanford is an example of this. Pat Fitzgerald at Northwestern is an example of this. I think we're going to get Lincoln Riley, who he succeeded. Bob Stoops was an example of this. Listen, a guy like Lincoln Riley is going to make more money and I think ultimately impact more people as the head coach of Oklahoma than if he goes and just takes the first NFL gig that opens up. First of all, you don't know who your quarterback's going to be. You might not be able to be that selective with who your quarterback's going to be in the NFL. Meanwhile, he's going to make between $5 and $8 million for 15 straight years. I mean, we're talking about major financial impacts, and also on the kids side, of the personal side of things, you can impact people to a greater degree in the college level.
Yeah, I mean, at the top, the job security is greater, and you make the same amount of money.
If not more.
If not more. And you talk about the private jet experience while you're recruiting. Oh, who wants that?
Live in Norman.
And then
You live in Norman.
Oh, man, look, there's some cities in the NFL you got to live in, too. I don't want to point them out like Green Bay, but, I pointed it out. Here's the thing. You also get rewarded for success. You get to go and get blue-chip 5-star players when you win it all. Where in the NFL, you get punished when you win it all. So, no, I stay in college.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Joy. I think the guy's happy. And he should. He produced back-to-back Heisman Trophy quarterback. Why leave?
Why leave?
All right, it's time for Darnell's question of the day. Darnell, take it away.
It's Darnell's.
That's my guy. My guy.
My question of the day.
My guy. My guy.
My question of the day. 285 pounds. All right, guys. Now you got a question, Joe? What you laughing at, Joe?
And that with the cell phone in the beginning?
I mean, listen, my favorite part when you got out of the squat rack.
Yeah. Right there, some big weight.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
he was lifting.
That a boy.
All right, so the fans want to know on Twitter, they ask, what's your favorite movie of all time and why?
Ooh.
Mine's easy. It's Godfather 1. I've probably seen it 120 times. I can watch it anytime. I can watch it 2 days in a row and still love it. I probably watch The Godfather 3 to 6 times a year.
I'm going to go with Good Will Hunting. A janitor who is working at MIT, who's actually smarter than all the other students
All of them.
there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it really felt like growing up in my community and how, I didn't know it all, but I was like, I can do a lot of things if I'm given the opportunity. And he was struggling to find himself. And then finally, not only did he find who he was, he started to admit all the greatness within him. So that movie just makes me cry every time I see it because of the opportunity.
Man, that was way more profound than what mine's going to be.
Right.
Now I'm a little embarrassed about. Listen, The Big Lebowski is my favorite movie. I love The Big Lebowski. Walter Sobchak, Donnie, everything about it. Here's the caveat, though. You cannot watch it and understand it the first time. So if you're going to watch it for the first time, you got to give yourself at least 4, 5, 6 screenings before you're like, oh, I get what's going on, and then it becomes more and more funny each time you watch it.
Pulp Fiction's like that. You gotta keep
there you
watching
go.
it.
There you go.
I'm going to tell, I've never seen The Big Lebowski, and I know it's...
Neither. Neither. I was going to say, you go first. I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never seen it.
Racial.
Donnie, you're out of your element. Market 0, dude, next frame.
What's it about in short?
It's a comedy,
Everything.
right?
It is a
Life?
comedy.
Yeah.
It is. You could say it's a bowling movie, but it's not really a bowling movie. It's about socioeconomic,
Okay.
and living in L.A.
PBA on Fox on Saturdays. I watch it.
I'll just add this. I think when I thought about this question, I think 7 of my top 8 movies are all mafia related.
Interesting.
Coolie High is the only movie in my top 2 or 3 that's not a mob movie. Godfather 2 is probably my 3rd favorite movie.
Ooh, I haven't seen Coolie High either, so racial back at you. Darnell, what's yours?
Coolie High?
Nah.
I gotta know what Darnell, after watching him squat the whole building, what's Darnell's favorite?
All right, this is a whole another angle. My favorite movie is Money Talks. Chris Tucker, Charlie Sheen's one of the funniest movies of all.
Is funny.
Well, I don't make that face.
It is funny, but it's not a great.
That's
That's your favorite movie of all
That's
time?
my favorite movie, Whitlock, so it's hilarious. I probably watch. He disappointed.
Banzai.
He walked up to the He got on the helicopter when they broke off the bus. He was cracking up loud. You can drop me off right here. We got some Kool-Aid, some cornbread. That's my favorite.
What's number 2?
Yeah.
I would say probably Scarface.
Okay, good.
There you go. Back on the rails.
Yeah, that's in order, right?
People say Kyler Murray is undersized, but the solution he's come up with actually worse than the problem. Find out next.
Why do we age Jim Beam twice as long as the law requires? Because what's a couple more years when you have 7 generations?